It's good, right?
So you already know we are here at the House of Skills, you know what I'm saying?
Skills.
You know what I'm saying? Just got, you know what I'm saying, touched up real quick, you know what I'm talking about?
Best barber
You know
alive,
what I'm saying?
baby.
Best barber alive right here, but we're going to be talking about world events, what's going on in the world. But we're going to start off by black ownership. Now, you are a father, you know what I'm saying? You got your queen. So explain to the people how important it is for your little ones, for the young guys, to see their father in a position of ownership.
It's extremely important. It's my legacy. They're only the reason why I go so hard every day, so that they not only know the concept of a 9 to 5, but a concept of being a boss, using their creativity, the freedom, and also aligning themselves with people that they can rely on and trust to make better decisions. So that's why I just try to be a living role model and a living example every day.
That's what it is. So how long you been in the barber game?
I've been cutting for like 15, 16 years. So, but what I tell anybody, these past 2 years been like my dopest. Like, I feel like my confidence is way up. I can like put anybody in my chair and know they're gonna come out loving it. So this past couple of years been like the best year for me.
Yo, I mean, they say often that, you know, that a lot of overnight successes are 15 years in the making, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can attest to it. This is the first time I've ever got my hair cut by him, and I'm not even blowing smoke. This is not hyperbole. Like, my joint is looking so on point.
And that's why I
Like,
told
you know what
him.
I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My joint is looking on point, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's been my man for a couple of years, but this is our first time actually meeting, you know what I'm saying?
First time, and the love is here. How long have we been friends on Facebook?
Like 4 or 5 years, but it's because we on the same frequency, we on the same information, so, you know what I'm saying?
That's my brother, and we ain't even like met each other.
First time ever.
He always supported me, always hit me up, giving me encouragement, and always there just watching what I'm doing and telling me keep it up. And I love and I respect this man for that.
That's the way we're supposed to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I see my brothers out there doing their thing, they're starting a new business, starting a new endeavor. They don't ever got like, shares. Nah, that's part of the fam right there. That's immediately. That's the way we should all, you know, reciprocate each other and all that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
use our platform to uplift each other.
Facts.
Use your platform to promote your man's business.
Facts.
Use your platform to promote your brother's business. Stop using your Facebook and your IG to tear each other down.
That's a
We
fact.
already been going through that. That's the next thing I want to speak to the people on. We have to start uplifting each other business-wise.
That's a fact.
Like support each other for the full max.
Because the economic freedom is, you know, I only hope you can feel whatever you want to feel about Jay-Z, but that line is true. Economic freedom is our only hope because we need the economic to support all the other things that we do. We can still be spiritual, we can still do all that, but at the end of the day, we still need money to support all of that. And I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, they will call us the woke community or the whole text, whatever that means. There was this stigma that if you were knowledgeable about things that you had to be broke. You are seeing living proof right here. That is not the case. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not broke, but I'm not rich neither. I'm just comfortable and I'm rich within my spirit.
Exactly.
Like I don't even like money. Yeah, I need it because I got families to take care of. But my main goal in life is to be the light no matter what.
That's a fact.
You know, money is just something that I know that was created by man, but we have to understand how to share it together, how to pool it together, and how to equally divide it amongst ourselves together.
I absolutely agree. Like I'm not a big fan of money, but like you said, we need it to get through society, whatever. But the spiritual bank account is running over. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm spiritually happy, man, every day.
So, you know, we've been in like this knowledge game for a while, but 2020 has been a year that I feel like no other. I feel like in a lot of ways the timelines are converging. That 2012 is actually 2020. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that was supposed to happen in 2012 are happening. I mean, we can look at the Ethiopian calendar that says that it's 2012. I mean, we're caught in this Gregorian calendar, so who knows what year we're really in. But has there been anything in 2020 that has really just made you like take your glass down, like, like I've been in here for a minute, but like I ain't never seen this.
I guess this whole pandemic, like this whole pandemic really confronted me what's about to come.
Yeah.
And when I say what's about to come, if you've been following me for a while, you know what I mean by what's about to come. I'm betting July, but who knows? Like the good book said, no man will know the day or the hour.
Right.
Humanity is about to be faced with a lot of things that's gonna make you second guess what you believe in, what your mama been telling you, what your teacher's been telling you, even what your pastor been telling you. And it's all about to come to pass. Keep your eyes to the sky. I tell a lot of people the reason why they're distracting you so heavy, they don't want you to pay attention. Me and Richie were just talking about it. Prior to the 4th of July, the 4th and the 5th, there was 2 spaceships hovering around the moon both nights. Nobody know.
Yo, the crazy thing is that a lot of people like to claim, oh, the government, they don't tell us things. They don't. Yo, if you keep up with NASA, with astronomical news, they are telling you everything. We just found the 5th dimension, parallel universe. 36 new planets that was found in the solar system.
A Muamua.
Muamua, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, and a lot of people don't know what a Muamua is. A Muamua in 2017 was the first spaceship that got caught coming into our solar system.
Facts.
And they made up a bunch of stories saying it was an asteroid, but the evidence shows asteroids don't move and stop on a dime and it makes sudden turn and then go away and come back and then just disappear at light speed.
Facts.
So
and this is all this stuff is out in the news. This is public. We're not reading for some secret book. We're not going to some secret cave and getting this knowledge.
Look at the asteroid. Where the asteroid was that you were talking about just a few minutes ago?
Which one?
The green joint.
Oh, the green. Oh, that was over India.
Yes.
You can look up. Complex covered that. The joint looked like Meteor Man. It looked like Kryptonite. It looked like one of the Green Lanterns.
Where's that Emerald Tablet book?
Oh man,
understand.
Shout out.
Accident, man. Show
Where's the Emerald Tablet? Let me give shout out to the homie Billy Carson.
Show them the book, and it's green for a reason.
Shout out to the homie Billy Carson.
See that emerald green? That shit was emerald green, and that's not the first shit.
Yo, that's a fact. This is exactly the color. This is exactly the color it was.
What about the Dark Knight that's been floating around for years? The Dark Knight been flying around for years.
Yeah, so it's all gonna come to pass. All I say, raise your consciousness. Because if, like in Arrival, the movie, when they was pulling the guy out, and she said, what happened to him? The guy said his eyes couldn't understand what he was seeing and he had a heart attack. Raise your consciousness.
That's a fact.
Raise your consciousness, because one day you're going to wake up and the whole sky is going to be full.
That's a fact. Like, I'll tell you, we've been pushing a diet thing for years and years and years. They're like, what y'all are seeing now, y'all seeing a culmination of a lot of things that I've been saying and doing for years. I'm not going to sit here and say, I knew 2020 was going to be the year, but studying under the master teachers and just studying the knowledge, we knew that this time was coming. We didn't know exactly when, but when you stay ready, you don't you know what I'm saying?
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
You don't have to get ready. I mean, we talk about the skies this year. We've seen so many astronomical events that don't happen for over thousands of years, and all of them happen back to back to back to back to back. I don't think it's a coincidence at all that they're calling this disease, quote unquote, the coronavirus. But then when you look at the sun and you look at the sun's corona, they were trying to say that the sun was going to be quiet this year. The sun has hit record temps mad times. The Antarctica was 100 degrees the other day.
And let's talk about that. I'm glad you said it. That's my thought was saying that. Why for the past 6 months the Arctic been suffering from heat waves?
Yo,
and probably longer.
Facts.
And nobody's talking about this.
We've seen it getting smaller and smaller over the years.
Shrinking.
Because they tell them Antarctica is Alaska. So they don't pay attention to the word Antarctica. They think it's the South Pole and the North Pole when all that shit is Antarctica.
Well, that shit just got the pole's about to
switch,
the pole's just about to switch. What I think is going to be interesting is the things that they're going to find. I mean, not even going to find it. They've already, like I said, they've been putting information. They found a pyramid, a large pyramid in Antarctica already. They also found.
Cut their head so you can come on the show.
They also.
You know, this is my shit. I love this.
This dope. They found like on Google Earth. I may have covered it by now, but there was this huge hole in.
It's still there.
So it's still there. They had this huge hole.
They said it was a secret base.
What about the doorway?
Yeah.
It's a doorway.
If Antarctica ain't got nothing going on, why do all countries?
The presidents went there. Even
All
Obama
presidents
went
voted.
when he was the president.
Why do countries have
Putin,
all their flags
everybody.
there? Like, there's nothing going on there. Then why do all countries have stakes in it? And like, you can't pull up randomly to
Nah,
Antarctica.
you
You just can't. I mean,
No,
forget
you
the
gotta have
terrain.
permission.
Forget the terrain. You just can't randomly pull up there. You're gonna get stop where you at.
Yeah, that's a
You know what I'm saying?
fact. Big Area 51.
Facts. If there's nothing going on, then why? What does it need to hide? But I mean, also I want to talk about what's your feelings on these. What's your thoughts on these statues?
Them bringing down the statues, pointless protests. A lot of the things that happen right now are pointless protests. I don't want to offend nobody that's BLM or whatever the case may be, Black Lives Matter. Another pointless protest.
Yeah.
And right now, what I see living in the hood is a bunch of white people walking around doing pointless stuff, thinking they're helping us. Y'all not doing shit helping us every minute screaming out Black Lives Matter.
Well-
Because they're still killing. They're still killing. So the thing is, help us create a situation that's gonna be better in the long term.
Facts.
Not just rioting for 2 weeks, wearing Black Lives Matter shirt for a month, and then after that everybody go by on their daily routine like ain't shit happened.
Well, they're the ones who created Black Lives Matter.
That's a fact.
They're the ones who created affirmative action.
I've said it on this show plenty of times, and if
It's
you don't like this, please unfollow me. I do not support
Nah, I
Black
support
Lives Matter.
I don't. I don't support
I
Black
don't.
Lives
I don't.
Matter.
Not our
Because-
movement. It's not our movement.
Yeah, it's not. You know who's owned by, right?
Yo,
Bullshit.
sure,
You know how it's
Hillary
owned by?
Clinton.
Oh,
LBGT.
Yeah,
I mean,
Black Lives Matter is owned by the LBGT
That
community.
doesn't surprise me
and
at
not
all.
to mention, now they're about to add the P to the LBGTQ
Pedophilia.
for pedophilia.
Oh yeah, I peeped that. All right, so let's
They're
unpack.
getting ready to add
let's-
pedophiles to them.
That's a great segue. Let's unpack this because, you know, a lot of people laughed at David. I mean, David Icke isn't the only one, but I'm using David Icke because people laughed at him and hardly criticized him. I remember back in 2012, really just getting into this knowledge game and hearing David Icke talking about these pedophilias. He's the first one I heard about talking about the pedophilia stuff like that. People used to get at him.
Oh, what about
Fast forward, I mean, I know there was other people, but that was the first person I personally heard talk about the whole pedophilia
what about
stuff.
NAMDA? I mean,
And-
NAMBLA. No.
NAMDA. He was like a
NAMDA. The National Association
of Men Who Love
Men Who Love Boys.
See,
NAMDA.
we gonna unpack. Oh yeah, we gonna unpack that.
Yo.
So we see what's going on in the
Boy, I
world
got
right
some
now
shit in my
with
head.
all this Pizzagate and all this stuff. So what are your thoughts about all this stuff? I mean, we've known about this for years, but now it's
that's
being
a fact.
presented on the
Pizzagate,
world.
I remember
Hillary
when I
Clinton was part of that.
posted
Oh God, we're gonna get into her
Pizzagate,
too.
people used to like, it was like 2014 when I'm like, yo, Pizzagate, they having the little parties in the damn underneath the pizza and most of the restaurants. They like, yo, you smoke too much weed, and now look.
Look
A
at it.
lot of the cases that happening now, the media not telling you, most of
Facts.
them is getting locked up for pedophilia.
Yo.
Tom Hanks, the list can go on and
Oh,
on.
yeah,
A lot of them
yeah.
is getting locked up for that.
You know what really brought me? Not that I didn't believe it, but like you know the actor Seth Green.
South Korea, yeah.
His best friend came out talking about all this. Was like, yo, Seth Green sat him down and told him about it. You know where he's at now? He's
the Cooper House.
No. He's dead. They killed him.
Oh, they got rid of
They
him.
killed him
Yeah.
because the way he was exposing it and breaking it down,
Yeah.
he was giving too many specific details, times, dates, places,
Yes.
this
Yes.
person, and it was like, I know, we gotta shut him up.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks did a video talking about somebody being face down on Route 66. 2 weeks later, Seth Green's man laid out. They talking about he did a suicide and then got hit by a car after that.
Look at Robert Williams. He committed suicide, and they all do this with the same gun, a 38 special. That's the throwaway gun for 33rd and the 3rd. Hello.
Ah, yo,
Yeah, Fish Bowl, you know,
that's
same
the
tap
freedom
in.
Barber right there.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? But even then, I feel like our people also need a bit more of an education on masonry because when we
Yeah.
see Masons are not bad people.
They're not bad people.
But when people get into the conspiracies and the with this and that, like, not to disrespect a lot of y'all, but a lot of y'all masonry knowledge is like first grade. Because if you see it, you realize that's not even a bad thing. Most people that get into masonry don't even have an idea of what it is. And that brings me to my next point of people seeing things, but not really knowing what they're seeing. Beyonce and Jay-Z, Beyonce just came out with this video, Black is King and all that. And people banging, oh, the Illuminati, like, but y'all are missing the jewels she's dropping on y'all. Black people, we don't really have that much of a motif. We don't have mythos and legends. I mean, for us that know, we know that those are our stories, but for the majority of us, white people come in there, they superimpose themselves on our stories, and we don't have no myth. We have no legends, you know what I'm saying? What Beyonce was conveying in that video, she was talking about the story of Moses, the story of the kid in the basket being raised by other people, you know what I'm saying? It started off with the same joint that we saw from India. It started off with a comet coming down and hitting the earth, you know what I'm saying?
I wonder why that.
You know what I'm saying? So stop banging on Jay-Z and Beyonce and all of them, and they Illuminati and all that because
you're hearsay and speculation.
Exactly, because your knowledge is not even really there, because you're not even really appreciating the jewels that they drop because you don't know what you're looking at.
Sorry, I can't even agree with that because Jay-Z dropped a lot of knowledge. He was the first one that came out, started using the word Elohim. Black people, Elohims are the God that created black people in their own image. Why do you think he said respect the Elohim? Respect the God of the earth right here.
Facts.
We are the God of the earth and there is God of the heavens and they all look like black people.
And if you look at them, if you really look at them, they're really playing their part on the rituals of what they're supposed to do. I'm not advocating for them, but if you look at J and B and you look at the Sagittarius and the Virgo, they are the pillars. If your masonry is really up there, you would know what I'm talking about. They are the J and the B. Come on, fam. Miss me with this Illuminati bullshit and all this, and y'all don't even know what y'all looking at. Y'all don't know what y'all looking at. Watch the
when he's telling you watch the throne, he's speaking about watch the woman.
Watch the woman.
The woman is the throne to everything, God. Like, come on, man. Jada Bear.
And they taking it so literal.
Watch your woman. Watch who you creating the throne with, fam.
Exactly.
Watch the way he tell you. What you think when he mean nobody wins when the family feud? Watch what you're creating and who you creating with, man.
Exactly. Like I understand people may think, oh, I seen it with the Aleister Crowley thing. You don't even probably really understand Aleister Crowley.
That's a fact.
Where did he get his knowledge from?
That's a fact.
All this masonry, more science, more comedic. A lot of things that they are given to us, we have taught them. We are forgotten, so they've taken our lessons, regurgitated on us, and taking those regurgitations and teaching us. Because any great student can take a concept, build upon it, and make it better.
Turn it into their own.
They just take our shit and just take away shit and then superimpose themselves. They don't build upon these concepts because they don't have the intellectual understanding, physiology to even digest all these rich lessons that they learn at the feet, you know what I'm saying, or the Comedics or the Moors or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm talking about? So I want to, I know we kind of jumping all over the place.
It's all good.
It's all good. But I want to actually talk about the statues. And the reason why the statues, I think it's important for those statues to come down because a lot of these statues are on ley lines. Ley lines are energy grids throughout the earth. So they didn't haphazardly put these statues there. I feel like a lot of these places, they put these statues there and symbols are power. You know what I'm saying? So when people see these symbols fall, they'll realize the power is going to fall. You know what I'm saying? But I think these statues should be taken down, but I do not think that these statues, I don't think the history should be erased.
So let me ask you a question. What point that is proven or what big change is going to make by removing these statues? Or the ones that believe in this statue and feel like that's what they bloodline grew up praising the Robert E. Lee statue, isn't that going to make them even more angrier? And isn't that going to cause the diversity that's happening right now?
Yo, honestly, it probably will. And listen, things are going to get a bit worse before they
so
get
it's like
better.
you can start to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You got to pay attention to what the government's doing, bro. The government is playing both sides.
Oh, facts.
You know, the government is playing like, they want MLB and Black Lives Matter, but yet it's the same government that's funding the KKK, that's giving them these rally permits, that's giving them these gun permits, and that's actually removing these statues so they can even make them even upset. Understand what's happening. So all I say, fuck all their labels, get back to humanity, man. We none of this shit that we experiencing right now is gonna better humanity until humanity knows we was never meant to be governed.
Forget everything that you know question everything,
Question everything.
and doubt everything.
Question.
Never believe anything you are told. If you are told something or something that you think you know, find out about it before you say you know it.
That's a
Because
fact.
at the end of the day, everything that all of us have been told up until that third eye popped open was all a lie.
All a lie.
Compulsory education
Everything.
is garbage.
Everything. Yeah.
Indoctrination is real.
Facts.
They and them been telling us everything about us. And there's nothing about them that they know because they gotta create everything out of thin air about them to make them feel better.
Exactly. Like what I was talking about. They take our history.
Yeah.
They change things around. They superimpose themselves
Yeah.
on our history.
On everything.
They don't really have a history, and if actually they do, and their history is full of barbarism, violence, rape, pillage, them literally cannibalism.
Yes.
Look at the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Take the Moors out of the equation for a second. Just look at the Dark Ages. They didn't bathe. They killed each other.
Yep.
They died from common shit like just being coughed on,
Yeah.
like because they couldn't separate their animals from the bedroom. Where do you think the chicken pox and all this bullshit comes from?
From them. It was things that was created by them, as well as everything we were taught about the world.
Facts.
Who's to say this is actually physically a world? We don't know.
Yo, actually, it's funny that you say that. So the CIA just dropped some papers. This was a study they did like in 2013 that literally shows, I mean, we all knew this, that this is just all a physical hologram. They just released the documents stating this step-by-step scientific, this is that, this is that, this is that.
the planet?
Now,
the whole experience of life.
The roundness of whatever is a bunch of BS.
Conscious, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because how can you know? Yeah, how can you know about something that you never seen? If you've never been in outer space, how can you tell us what's in outer space?
Yeah.
Everybody's hypothesizing. Oh, this is this is that. We've never left this planet. We've never been. Listen, you can't. How are you gonna build something?
I can't agree with that because there's the Dogon, and because they studied the Dogon, made them curious, bro.
But who's to say that they left here?
Bruh,
They might have went to
bruh.
they might have went somewhere, but they never left here. How can you build something to go somewhere that you don't know where that somewhere is? You don't know what's up
That's
there.
not true. You gotta understand what these crackers, they know what they're doing, bro. They not gonna waste all this $1 billion just to fake shoot rockets up for no reason,
Well,
bro.
NASA does that all the time.
Bro, they been to the moon, they been to other planets.
they never-
They on Mars right now, terraforming Mars.
Listen,
That's
if
the
you
thing
go
with
up-
people. Stop thinking everything is a conspiracy theory and everything is sci-fi. These crackers is 50 years ahead of what we thinking is happening right now.
That's what they're
Them niggas already been to
the thing.
Europa.
I agree with that because when you look at the military and their technology, I mean, just look, we can break it down to a simple scale. Think about when the iPhone first came out.
Exactly, niggas was like,
Oh, this is dope.
I'm
Niggas
glad-
was
They
like,
had
they
probably
been had that shit.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Like 20 by then.
I'm glad you brought the cell phone up. Now, have you seen the video of the lady from back in the day
We had a cell phone
who was walking with a cell phone?
because they've had this technology.
But
since
it
man.
wasn't
Wi-Fi
there.
got a new technology,
It
bro.
wasn't there. It was nothing there. But this specific person had it. These things, like I said, we never been out of space. We might have been to other. We
I
might have been to
can't
other
agree.
realms
I
on this
can't
plane.
agree. I can't agree
We might
with
have been
that.
to other realms
I
on this
can't
plane.
agree with that
Okay.
because-
How can you go to outer space if you've never even been to the bottom of the ocean?
I can't agree.
I
I can't agree that they never been to the bottom of the ocean.
If you go in the ocean and it crushes you, and you go into outer space and it supposedly blow you up, how are you gonna build a ship if you don't know what's there?
Bro,
That's the point that I'm making. How can you build a spaceship to go into
So,
outer
so,
space?
alright, why would they build a spaceship to go nowhere?
The same
And
reason.
understand that they know that history did not start on Earth. So you want to know why they will go to space so they can find a trace of them. Because they know ain't shit here proved them. So when they find out there was other people outside the universe, they wanted to see did it look like them. And when they see it didn't look like them, that's when they have to keep putting their neck down. Study Mona Lisa, bruh. Study that secret mission between Russia and NASA when they went to the motherfucking moon in the 70s. And the dark side found those army bases and those buildings and the spaceship the size of fucking Manhattan. You know who they found in that? Black people. You know when they start...
You talking about the sister who they found that was supposed to be in the spaceship? She had dreads and shit like that.
And the whole gas chamber to her face and all of that.
Yeah.
The thing is with us...
Mines and showed us that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they found that here. You got to think about it.
We're here.
What we've been told about outer space.
Where were they going?
Where were they going?
Where were they
Exactly.
going? I mean, if you look at it, just break it down to basic. Us, we are made of 90% water, right?
Yeah. You're born in water.
Water is not terrestrial to Earth.
No.
Water does not come from Earth. Water came from the comets that came and splashed and
Shit that crashed into Earth.
Stardust and water. So us by definition as a human, we are not terrestrial to this Earth. I personally, I subscribe.
We were put here.
I think that we have personally think that we have traveled here, many other places. I think our ancestors.
Let me piggyback off of you.
Constantly.
I'm gonna piggyback off him. Understand George Lucas, right? George Lucas is a Mason, right? All that story George Lucas is telling you about Star Wars, that's all Israelite Hebrew story.
Facts.
Study Ethiopian history.
But that's from here.
Bruh, that's not
from here.
It's not
But
only
I'm saying,
from Earth.
Those stories aren't terrestrial
It's
to this
not
Earth.
terrestrial to
They're
Earth.
telling
It's
those
all
stories.
over,
They're reenacting those stories.
Yeah, I got you right.
They're reenacting those stories that we see with all the pyramids and all that. That is an older story that they're taking from other places. They've already shown the pictures on Mars where they got the pyramids and they got the Sphinx or on the horizon.
Okay. They're on Mars, but they can't go back to the moon.
Why not?
That's what they tell us on the public arena.
No,
That's
they,
what they tell
no,
us.
they said this is what. Remember, them and they. This is what they said. They had the guy
from there, bro.
the guy who what's his name? Albert Al. Whatever the fuck the white man's name was.
Albert Einstein.
No, the white dude the rocket dude who supposedly went to the moon. What's his name? Aldridge.
Buzz Aldrin. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong.
He admitted before he died that they never went.
Come on.
Listen.
Everybody knew Apollo 13 was fake, bro.
Listen, what about
Apollo 13? Sorry to cut you off. Apollo 13 was a distraction from 17, bro.
Yeah.
But
you gotta understand. 17 happened way before 13.
Yeah.
You gotta understand when they went there and what they saw, they couldn't come back and tell people. They had to fake it, bro. They had to fake what they saw. They couldn't. How you gonna explain tall fucking skyscrapers?
If you don't know how to drive a car, you can't drive a car, can you?
Bruh.
If you've never driven a car, and you jump in a car, stick a key in the car, and say, I'm gonna drive this car, what you gonna do?
You ain't gonna be able to, I know what you're trying to say. You ain't gonna be able to know what
so,
you ain't gonna be able to
if you don't know what's out there,
why you keep saying they don't know? If they're sending telescopes. They sending telescopes.
But that's what they're telling us. Right. Have you seen a telescope?
I've been studying the
NASA have you seen
telescope.
it? Have you seen it? Because I used to live in Orlando, and I lived not too far from NASA where they shot the rockets off at. Now, if you're going up into outer space, why can't you just go straight up? Why you can't go up? Rockets, if you watch a rocket launch, rockets never go straight up. Rockets go like this.
I absolutely believe that
rockets go this way.
They do things on a public scale for the grandiose.
All right, remember what was the rocket that blew up with all the astronauts?
I can't subscribe that they've never been there. I can't subscribe that they've never been there because there's an old saying: as above, so below. Everything that we're seeing on Earth, our creation, is a representation of what we're seeing.
So what about the firmament? What about the water? What about what's up there? What about all of that?
If you say you don't know what's up there, you gotta understand, they're not gonna come right out and tell us shit. Certain shit you gotta study, you gotta understand what they're doing, bro.
But what are you studying to find out? You're studying their books.
Nah, it's not their books because even our history tell us we didn't come from here, bro.
Yeah,
you can't Ethiopia, before.
But Ethiopia was created from Indians from North America. Point blank, period. If you do the research on it, everybody that's from Ethiopia, including the Italians, were taking from North America the Indians and taken and colonized Ethiopia.
I don't know that.
I
can't have you all
and I can
day.
show it. Listen, it's proven.
We gonna see that all day.
I can't subscribe to that.
I don't know
But
about
if you look
that.
into it, it's factual.
All I know,
It's
the
straight factual.
Ethiopian history book let us knew and was telling people that mankind started on Mars.
Facts.
And understand that the one they want to call the Egyptian was literally trading gold and other minerals with the Atlanteans from Mars. That's how King Tut became famous.
But Atlantis from here.
Bro, Atlantis is all over, bro. Atlantis is just a colonized group. And wherever they went, they call it either Lemuria or Atlantis. It ain't just one physical place. It's like we calling ourselves Israelites. Everywhere we go, we call it Israel. Everywhere.
That's a fact.
Everywhere. So you just gotta understand.
So when did the word Israel come about? Because remember, every word
ISIS,
that we
El
know,
Ra.
every word that we know, we've been told somebody made that word up. Just like Africa isn't called Africa. North America is called Turtle Island. And black people ain't even black.
Of course. That's another topic.
No, I'm just saying, but everything has a title.
We got it.
Only reason why these is called glasses is because
somebody
somebody named it
that.
glasses.
Yeah, but that's the
who's to know what-
semantics.
But these
You
are the
can't
things
play
that...
into the semantics. You just got to get right to the facts. Because we're going to be here forever. That's like saying, okay, if God created me, who created God? And then who created
Exactly.
that God?
So you have to question that.
Well,
And why would you have a God if you don't have a female? You can't have one without the
about it
other.
on too small of an object.
Yeah.
Timeless. There was before the beginning. There was no time. There was no beginning. There is no middle. Always there.
It just happened.
Just always there.
Always be in
Always
existence.
there. It was potentiality.
It
We
will
are
always be in
potential
existence.
realized. You know what I'm
Always be
saying?
in
We are
existence.
just potential
The
realized.
greatest thing they will get you to think that the world have an ending, a
Yeah.
start and an end.
No.
Only way this
Always.
shit ends for you is when you die and you reincarnate not knowing what the fuck you was in your past life.
Exactly.
As long as the sun shines, this shit is always gonna be around.
It goes like this.
So don't believe that, oh, the end of the world.
No, I don't believe
What's
none of
about to happen? They want to call it the apocalypse and all that
It just
shit.
means revealing.
And it's just the end of the government controlling humanity.
Yeah,
And when
as
the
always.
motherfucking day hit, y'all gonna say Rich and Weezy told y'all.
That's
what
why they
Free
scared.
told
So
y'all.
let's start to wind it down. Let's start to bring it down to. So we are in 2020, December 21st, 2020 is going to be one of the greatest days. It's a day of a great convergence. We are going to be right smack in the middle of our solar system. We're going to be all aligned with all that energy.
What's gonna happen?
I mean,
all the planets aligned at one time?
I mean,
I'm excited.
actually, the other day, all the planets weren't
They're aligned,
they were all
and nobody
aligned.
knew.
But we're gonna be on December 21st. We're gonna be right aligned, right in the middle of our solar system. We're gonna be, and there's like what's the word I'm looking for? Not the word I'm looking for. A black hole in the middle of our solar system. We're gonna be lined right in the middle of that, which was supposed to happen on December 21st, 2012, but it's really happening on December 21st, 2020, because all these timelines is just...
And who's to say what a black hole is?
Here you go with the semantics.
They actually, they just got a picture, they took the picture of the first black hole this year, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even black.
But black holes.
But it's not even black.
It's
But
just,
it's not.
They
It's-
only
it's
call
abs-
it black because it's in the blackness of the goddamn
Because it's in the
space.
blackness
Well,
of space.
I mean-
But it's more to it than just the name. You gotta understand, these are fucking portals, bro.
Yeah.
Because it goes somewhere.
Sumerian tells you that Anunnaki, they come in and out through black holes, aka stargates, fam.
Facts.
Like let's get all of this shit out of our head. A lot of shit that we think is sci-fi is real.
It's
fucking
real.
That's
reality.
where
They gotta get it from somewhere.
That's where they got it from.
They gotta get it from somewhere. I understand that fully.
If you look at the Sumerians, especially the Barber, if you ever get a shit, yo, those are like epic.
That
Those are
shit,
mangas. Those are
bro,
mangas
when I read that-
of epic illustrations of space wars on Earth, of atomic wars happening here on Earth, and it's really dope.
Nuclear weapons.
I mentioned about
laser
technology.
weapons.
The dope thing about technology is there was this land that Vishnu supposedly threw underwater, supposed to be a legendary land. A tsunami happened a couple of years ago,
Showed itself.
and they found out that land, that those myth, completely
true.
all facts,
It was
where they
true.
said it was,
Yeah, they
the
found
size,
the whole
all that.
city underwater.
Study,
Yeah.
study,
They found the whole city.
Hold on, study the Sumerian pyramid wars.
Oh
right?
my gosh. Woo.
And they had 2 of those wars that where they damn near scorched the sky, bro.
Facts. You
Like,
think,
and these was like lasers.
you think the
Yeah.
Avengers battles is dope?
Yeah.
Go read
Yeah.
some of those
Study
Sumerian
the
tablets.
pyramids,
Go
or
read
stop
that
reading the Bible. Go read the
Yeah, read the
Sumerian
Bible.
tablets,
Please,
fam.
people, that Bible, listen, take it as a story. His story, listen. It's
I'm gonna actually defend the Bible, and here's why. Here's why I'm gonna defend the Bible.
white man made.
It's because
It's white man made.
those stories are taken out of context.
context,
People don't
facts.
know how to interpret the motifs
Facts.
and the allegories and the metaphors. People don't know.
First of
They don't know
all,
where them stories come from. They don't know how to
But-
connect it back to the Sumerians. They have the Greeks, the Egyptians.
the main
So-
thing is written in
But I'm gonna say
English.
something you just said
Wow.
about Moses and the Beyonce story.
Oh yeah.
I was just talking to somebody today and letting them know that Moses is Akhenaten. And
Yeah.
understand why they don't want to tell you about Akhenaten. What did he do? Akhenaten was one of the first pharaohs telling you, stop looking for divinity outside of you.
Word.
Divinity is within those that you create amongst yourself.
Facts.
Understand that.
You gonna get them downloads right from the sun, right from the
Well,
sun.
where's
Boom,
Moses from?
Boom, boom, boom.
Moses never existed.
Moses-
Exactly.
well,
It
he's
was a false creation
but-
of somebody
so
that
was
really
Jesus.
lived.
But here my thing is,
So was Abraham.
But people get so caught up in the literal story.
Story,
It's
nah.
about the myth. It's about the myth of
What started that
what do
story?
you do when you're facing great? That the story of Moses, he supposedly went up against the Egyptian pharaohs. The point of that story is, what do you do when you're against great odds?
Yeah, that's
That is,
fact.
people need to look at the myth of it and appreciate that. That story actually literally happening, and my personal searches, I have never seen that story anywhere
Listen,
outside of the
Every
Bible.
time I went to
Listen,
look for Moses,
ever.
I found Akhenaten.
Exactly. It's not.
So you see what I just showed you?
It's Akhenaten.
Yeah, the thing with Utah,
Yeah.
that's here.
Yeah,
where,
it's
Mo-
all-
where the mountain where Moses supposed to went to the mountaintop and God supposedly gave him all these words. He was in Utah, right here in North
You would
America.
have cats saying that's Peru.
Yeah.
There's a cat saying that
But-
situation happened in Peru.
But you know what else?
We colonized everything.
We colonize everything, so we're gonna. That's why when you go to Japan and you go to
fucked up.
Australia, you find stories of Moses. They told he's a different character.
But you know Australia's a part of here.
Yeah, the flood. Yeah.
I can't get you.
But it's just I say all that to say is just like the stories are told through different perspectives, but they're really the same stories being told.
Over and over.
You take this out, you add this in, you do that, but it's really
And
all
you
the
put
same
it to
story.
go along with your generation and how you want your generation to get the concept of the story.
Exactly.
There's nothing new under the sun.
It's not what you do, it's how it's done. But with that being said, tell people where they can find you at, where they can contact you about.
We here at 2194 14 between Rockaway East and Parkway, the House of Skills. You could catch me on.
Capri the Barber. My
This
man
is
Weezy
Capri the Barber. You can catch me on IG, Salute the God LLC.
You know what I'm
Our website, www.salutethegodclothing, Big Cartel. And I want to shout out to my new business partner, Marcus. Coming up probably in June, January.
Oh, we didn't even touch. Oh, we're gonna do. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do a whole
Yeah.
just on that. Cause we didn't even like touch on that. So
In
we gonna,
January,
we're gonna come back and touch on
we're
that.
gonna launch my third business.
Ooh, Trace.
Yes.
Trace.
Starting a franchise,
You know what I'm
cuts
talking
and
about?
kicks,
Hey.
a barbershop inside of a sneaker store.
Hey.
Idea, rights is ours. You can't even think about it without speaking to our lawyer.
You know what I'm talking about?
We even already have people wanting buying to the franchise.
Facts.
So, stay tuned. We got a lot of big things going on. Shout out to the House of Skills. Shout out to the homie, the God, my brother Richie, for coming out,
You already
show
know,
me
man.
love, know what I mean?
We had to come to people, give people high level conversation, high level observations. That's what the Richie Moon Show is all about. Edutainment. What is entertainment? Education and entertainment together. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
one.
That's what it is. We got babies around us. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to call y'all babies. We have some.
Preach one, teach one, each one.
Exactly. We had some younger kids here. I'm pretty sure we were dropping jewels on them that they didn't even know. Even if they weren't paying attention, it's subconscious.
Something
picked it up.
Subconscious. You know what
They
I'm
gonna
saying?
dream about it
They're
tonight.
gonna dream about it tonight. But with that being said, that was Pretty Barber. This is Weezy. I am Mr. Richie Moon. This is the Richie Moon Show. Peace, love, and light to y'all.
Gang, gang.
You know what I'm